Okay, so I'm going to continue working on this, the parking level, and what I need is a sanitary level and a water level that's going to show water. One level is going to show sanitary, and the other level, and another view of the parking is going to show water. So I'm going to I duplicated that, and I need to rename this level, same level, parking level, but it's going to be water here, and delete this and call this water. Okay, now what I need to do after doing that, I need to filter out the water in the sanitary and the water level. So I have in my systems, these piping systems, there is a sanitary building. This is the sanitary parking, and there's a sanitary roof that's part of this drawing plan or part of the project. But what I need to do also is to create cold water and hot water piping systems. So what I'm going to do is use this domestic cold water and the domestic hot water, which comes with Revit. But I'm going to duplicate the cold and hot water for my project. I'm going to rename and call this domestic cold water. I'm going to abbreviate it DCW and DHW after I duplicate here and rename this to domestic hot water. So we have 5 systems that we need to filter out, one or the other. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go to my filters and edit or new filters, so that my sanitary here I need to duplicate, and I need to duplicate for water also. So here I'm going to do this one. I'm going to rename this as sanitary. Let's call it sanitary parking. And another one, and 2 more, sanitary roof and sanitary building. So rename parking, and I'm going to call this the roof. I'm going to say okay to that, and one more is going to be sanitary building. Let's go here. And a sanitary building. And also what I need to do is create filters for my hot and cold water. So I'm going to do the same thing, duplicate, and hot water, duplicate, so that we have our filters all set up. I'm going to call this domestic cold water, DCW, and domestic hot water. So this is going to be domestic hot water. Okay. And now, because all these are set up, I can go over and create my filters for it. And uncheck, make sure that all 4 of these, the pipe fittings, accessories, installation, and pipes are selected. So when I go over to you want to choose system type, and it's going to equal domestic cold water for domestic cold water. I'm going to say okay to this and do the same for the other 4. Domestic hot water, I don't need to check that. I know by default it's here. I don't need to see it, so I'm going to leave that alone. But I'm going to change this to system type equals domestic hot water. Say okay to this, and 3 more. Sanitary building, system type equals sanitary building. Let's go here. Let's make sure that it is sanitary building. Gonna do the same thing again. Parking. Go over to system type equals parking. Sanitary parking. 1 more, and for the roof is going to be here. System type equals sanitary roof. Okay, so now I'm going to add to my filters the 5 that I just created. I can choose one and control so that I can choose the other 3: sanitary building, parking, and roof, and say okay. And say okay to that, so that when I come over to my sanitary and my water, I can filter out from my sanitary. I can filter out the water, and from my water I can filter out sanitary. But first, what I need to do is bring in the linked view of my copy model. So I go to my Revit links. Let's look at this plumbing model, and I think I'm on my water. Okay, so water, I'm going to choose view by link and come down where it says parking water. So yours may differ, and say okay. I think I'm going to say okay to this, say okay to that, come back. But what I want to do is control my link view. So in order to control my link view a little better, I'm going to choose custom, and my view range, I want to control my view range. So I'm going to use custom to control my view range, and the view range is going to be controlled by the host view. And say okay to that, and say okay. And I'm going to do the same thing for sanitary. Type VV, go to my link view, and by linked view, sanitary parking is going to be this parking. Okay, and let's do by link view and then by host, so everything is all good. So we're all on the same page here, and that is going to be I'm going to check my edit for my view reference, view range for sanitary, which is just a little bit above the slab, and 5 feet. Maybe I should go a little lower, maybe negative, let's see, I'm going to go -10. Okay, so what you're looking at is the plumbing copy link view. I'm going to turn it off, and what I'm showing now is just my model view. I can go to water. Well, let's do this. I'm going to go to filter and filter out. Let's add domestic hot, the 5 parameters, and I'm going to turn off the water systems here. Let's go to water and look at the view range. The view range is going to be I'm gonna go -5, okay, and 11. Let's go 11 because up, and let's go 3. Okay, so what we have is the sanitary and the water. So what I don't want to show on my water view is the sanitary. So I can go back to my filters and filter out the sanitary. So I'm going to turn those off, and the only thing that's going to show when I get ready to create this view I'm going to duplicate all of this information. This is from the plumbing model. If I turn that off, it's not going to show. But what will be showing is my model. Okay, so let's leave it like that. That's the water level, and this is the sanitary level. And this is the roof, building roof. Let's see, where are we? Sanitary roof, and this is sanitary building. That's from above, and it's going to drain out. So I have to make my model, try to make it as close as possible to this copy model. So this is all copy. So I'm going to copy this down and try and duplicate it as much as possible. So I think I'm going to stop here. So what was done was creating a parking level that is sanitary and parking level that is water, and using filters to filter out the water in the sanitary and filter out the sanitary in my water view. Okay, and also the view range. So you have to make sure that the view range, depending on the type of plumbing system I'm on, that view range can be controlled by the custom menu here. So this view link is from the plumbing model, and I'm controlling it through my view. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here, and I hope that helped, guys, and I will talk to you guys later.